Oh yes, it is time. It is time for another Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. What is up, everybody? I'm Mark Walters. I'm doing this a little late. I meant to do this Wednesday night, and now it's Thursday night, and it's like, what is it, 3:15 in the morning? It's 3:15 in the morning as I'm recording this. Just, life gets in the way sometimes. But hey, I got some new books to show you from the week, including a couple of really hot variants. Right off the top, I'm going to say this. 4 different stores I tried on Wednesday to get one of those darn Berserker #1 second print foil variants. And all 4 stores I struck out. Evidently, they were allocated. They said they barely even had enough for their subscription customers. They couldn't fill what they were supposed to. So I had no luck whatsoever. So if anybody out there, I know Comic Book Villain got 2 for cover price. Some people were a lot more lucky than I was. If anybody out there scored a couple extras or whatever, maybe we can trade for something. Please don't ask me eBay prices. It's insane what people are asking for on these books. Are like, But if you're willing to trade for something and it's not crazy, maybe we could talk about it. Or if you just want to be nice and send me one, maybe I'll send you something back, because that's how I like to do. Anyway, if anybody has a Berserker #1 second print foil variant, I would really like one. I just want one. I've picked up all the Berserker books. I just would like one. Alright, so, new this week stuff. I guess right off the start, I'll do the standard thing. If you guys are new to this channel, if you like this content, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Alright, so we'll go DC, Marvel, and then Independent. And I did manage to pick up some fun, kind of hot variant stuff here. I can't buy enough copies of this book. There was still a copy of Batman 106 on the shelf, and with Miracle Molly being like the anticipated hot new character that's in 108, which is not yet out, they just came out with 107, I figured I better pick this up now. This book just went into second printing, so if you see this cover, or the other cover, which is a wraparound, I'd pick it up if you can still find it. I was shocked they still had a copy on the shelf. So, okay, now, this came out this week, Batman 107. I believe it's the first appearance of the Gardener, I think is the name of the character, new character. Miracle Molly does not appear in this issue. A lot of people were curious whether or not she was going to make a second cameo. She appears in some other book. What was the other book she appeared in? Was it Joker? I can't remember. Anyway, that's cover A. This is cover B. Wow, I love this cover. Just a really nice, solid cover. Oh, I forgot to mention. Look at that. My life-size Invincible standee, courtesy of Amazon Prime Studios. That was kind of nice of them to send that my way. I'm going to have a couple more of those at Dallas Comic Show coming up. The next Dallas Comic Show, we're going to give some away. So, anyway, they sent me one for myself, and I was like, yeah, I'll put that up in the house. Why not? Alright, so that's Batman 107, cover B. Green Lantern. This is the relaunch of Green Lantern #1, which officially introduces Teen Lantern. I don't know. The first official something, so why not? Oh, and these were actually left over from... I keep showing this book. Teen Titans Academy #1. This is cover B. When I originally ordered this, the store I ordered it from, they got shorted on cover Bs, so I got a couple copies of cover B, but they just got them in this week. Okay, so that's DC. Not a lot of DC stuff for me. Which is weird, because normally I buy a lot of DC stuff, so... Okay, Avengers #44. I've been telling you guys about Avengers, because they've been doing this Enter the Phoenix storyline, and it's been interesting. This is cover A for 44. This is... Sorry, got a little system here. Okay, this is cover B. And I guess I should go ahead and say this. If you guys haven't read the book, I tell you what, if you don't want to know who the new Phoenix is, cover your ears for the next 5 seconds. the new Phoenix is Echo, and that's her on this cover. So that's why I picked up 5 copies of this cover, or 3 copies of this cover. Anyway, cover B, I guess. So, yeah. And then this is cover C, the Peach Momoko variant with She-Hulk. I actually thought this was one of the nicer Momoko covers, but man, I am so tired of Peach Momoko covers. I mean, the best thing that girl could do right now is take a year off. Because it's just too much. It's everywhere. Every comic book has a Peach Momoko variant. Alright. Anyway, I love She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. Not just because her last name's Walters. Although that doesn't hurt. And then I went ahead and picked up the design variant. Again, if you don't want to know who the new Phoenix is, cover your ears for the next 5 seconds. The new Phoenix is Echo, which is why I picked up 2 copies of this. Yep. So that's a cool book. I haven't read it from start to finish, but I did kind of flip through it, and I liked what I saw in there. Okay, so just as kind of a reminder, I was very lucky to be able to pick up Black Cat number 2, the Adam Hughes variant. This came out a while ago, like about a month or so ago. And this cover at the time was, it was going for like $60-70. I think it's cooled a little bit. It's now for like going for like 50 to 60, but still, it's a hot cover. Well, Adam Hughes did another variant cover for Black Cat for issue number 4, which I really, really wanted, and everybody was sold out of it last week. And my man, Jeremy Shore at Titan Comics, he really came through for me. And he got me a copy of Black Cat number 4, the Adam Hughes variant. And man, oh man, this is a hot variant. Look at that cover. This may be one of my favorite. Yeah, it's a little bit of an implication there. This may be one of my favorite Adam Hughes covers of all time. I just think it's a great, beautiful variant, and it's already pretty hot. So, very happy to get that. Cannot thank Jeremy enough. That is awesome. I know for a fact that other stores sold out of that pretty quick. So. Okay, Immortal Hulk number 45. This is cover A by Alex Ross. This is a book you probably want to get, because if you haven't already got it, because there's sort of a, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a big thing that happens at the end of this book, and it's going to carry over into like other Immortal Hulk books and who knows where else. But let's just say the big ending in this book, it's a big deal. If you've been reading Immortal Hulk, it's been building up to something, and it kind of happens in this issue. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do in the next issue. So I grabbed 3 copies of that, just in case. This is cover B, the homage variant for Immortal Hulk 45. Pretty cool. I was happy with that. And this actually kind of directly relates to the book, I guess you could say. And then this is cover C, and this is the Deadpool 30th anniversary Rob Liefeld variant. I wanted to grab an extra copy of this because from what I'm seeing, this is selling out in a lot of different places, but the store I went to, the bottom corners down here, they were pretty banged up. This is like the only copy they had that was in nice shape, so I grabbed it. So I'm hoping I'll get another copy of that. It's weird, like some stores you go to, they'll have, you know, tons of those, and then some stores you go to, they'll have like 1 or 2, if that. So you never know if those are going to be like hard to get or easy to get. And in this particular instance, it was more of a condition issue. Okay, it's all coming to an end. King in Black number 5. This is, is this the spoiler variant? Oh yeah, it is. Sorry. Oh, if you didn't want to know the thing that happens, it's a spoiler variant. Sorry about that. This is the wraparound variant, which, from what I could see at the different stores I went to, this is the one that seemed to be the most popular because it's got like everything going on it. Also, I should note, if you're reading the story, I believe Venom. I believe Venom actually. The order is you're supposed to read the new Venom before you read King in Black #5. So, which is a little confusing because in alphabetical order, King in Black would come before Venom. This is the Scotty Young variant. I picked up a couple of these because if you guys remember, there was a cover to Venom where Scotty Young drew Donny Cates, like, talking. And that cover is now, like, you can't find it anywhere. I never did get a copy because it sold out too fast. Well, this is the second time they've done that, and this time it's got Ryan Stegman and Donny Cates, and they're both, like, kind of joking around with one another. So I grabbed a couple copies of that. The store I went to had a lot of this cover, so I think they were thinking the same thing that I was. This was another variant that came out this week that I was very happy to get. Although, I gotta be honest, when you see it up close, it doesn't look quite as cool as it did when I saw it online. But I'm still happy I got it. And thanks again to Jeremy Shore at Titan Comics. He was able to kind of help me out on this. This is Marauders number 19. And it's the Dave Finch variant. And I think it's 1 in 50? Maybe it's 1 in 25. I can't remember. Anyway, I thought it looked really cool when I saw it online. When you look at it up close, it's really pretty simplistic. There's not a lot of detail there. But it's a nice piece. It's a nice variant cover. So I'm glad I got it. I'm not complaining in any way. It just, I was just a little surprised when I saw it up close that it was not as detailed as I thought it was. Okay, Star Wars High Republic number 4. This is cover A. This is cover B. Don't ask me why. Cover B was selling out. Cover A was the one that you could get plenty of, and I think cover A is far superior to cover B, but for some reason this was the cover that seemed to be selling out. I don't know why. Maybe because it's got the Jedis on it. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out down the road. Venom number 34. Cover A. This is a tough book to get a mint copy of. In fact, you see that little ding right there? That actually, it was that way on the shelf, and a lot of them were pretty messed up. But this was the nicest copy I could find of it. Anytime they do these black backgrounds, it's always kind of tough. And then I actually thought this was a pretty cool variant. This is the Ryan Stegman Sideways variant for Venom 34. And again, this is the story that leads into King in Black number 5. So if you're reading it, you want to read Venom first, and then King in Black afterward. Now, Independent. Okay. I thought this looked interesting. This is called Death by Life. And I thought the cover looked interesting. I hadn't really heard anything about it, so I wanted to kind of check it out and see what was going on there. The art on the inside looks really good too. I haven't had a chance to read it. I can't tell you guys that the story's great yet, but it did look like an interesting new indie, and I thought I would check it out. This is a book you might have a hard time finding, depending on whether or not your store is one of the stores that's participating in Bad Idea Comics, and that is ENIAC number 2. Some people seem to not know this was even coming out this week, but yep, it's out. Seem to be selling fast too, but that may also be because people saw what happened with number 1. So Geiger number 1, this is written by Jeff Johns, features artwork by Gary Frank. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank previously worked together on Action Comics. Great run that they did with Superman. This is kind of a It's a superhero story about a guy that gains his powers from a nuclear explosion, but it's not so much like Hulk as it is, I guess, maybe kind of more. It's like a cross between Superman and Hulk, I think, is what they're going for. So this is cover A. This is cover B by Eric Larson, made to look like a classic Marvel comic. Now, as to whether or not which cover you guys should buy, I can't tell you, because I went to a couple different stores, and like one store I went to sold out of cover A first. Another store I went to sold out of this cover first. And then another store I went to sold out of the middle cover first. This is Jason Fabok. I personally think this is the best cover. I think this is like, if I was going to want one cover for this book, it would be this one. So your mileage may vary, but if you're only going to buy one of the three covers, I wouldn't know which one to tell you would be the best one to get. I can only tell you which one I like the best. Okay. Let's bring it home. Magic, as in The Gathering. Magic the Gathering. This is a comic book, new comic book from Boom Studios. I just got cover A. There were several different covers for this book. Some of them were character variants. There was a couple of ratio variants. And some of them were pretty expensive, so I kind of avoided the ratio variants. But honestly, out of all the covers that they did, I thought this was the nicest one. This is just the regular cover A. It's got a lot of stuff going on there on the cover. It's a really nice looking book. So if I was going to tell you to get one, that would be the one I tell you to get. Okay, so there's some confusion on this book. This is Noctera number 2. And this, I was told, is a thank you variant that was sent out to stores. And it was supposed to be a one per store variant. Now, I noticed that Comic Book Villain mentioned he saw multiple copies of this in his store. I don't know if he's mistaken or not, but I went to 2 different shops, and each one, or 3 different shops, and one of them didn't have any of them. One of them, the other 2 had 1 copy each, and they specifically told me it was a thank you one per store variant. So I'm under the assumption this is a one per store thank you variant, which is why I grabbed it. I thought it looked really cool. And one of the shops I went to, they said, yeah, we didn't know that we were getting this. It was a surprise. So The Silver Coin number 1, this is a new Image book. It's like a horror anthology that has to do with like a cursed coin. This is cover A. Chip Zdarsky worked on that. This is cover B. I believe that's a Tula Lotte cover. And then this is cover C. I don't know who the artist is on this one. Star Wars The High Republic Adventures number 3. The main reason I picked this up is because this guy, I think his name is Nihil, Nihil, or something like that. This is like a big appearance for him in this book. They've been kind of teasing him for the last couple of issues, and a lot of people think he's going to be a big character, like he might be the big villain. We don't know yet. So anyway, he has a bigger role in this issue, and so this is a book that a lot of people are saying you want to pick up this issue. I was actually going to pass on it. I kind of had made the decision I wasn't going to pick up High Republic Adventures anymore, but it's not bad. I mean, like, the artwork's good. They're doing a good job with it. There's just too many books to keep up with. And then last but not least, Tankers, number 1. This is another Bad Idea comic book. Not a bad idea as in it's a bad idea for a comic, but Bad Idea, the people that did ENIAC. This is another new book from them, Tankers number 1. And this was another book it seemed like people didn't know was coming out. So I think people were passing this over, not realizing this is like a limit of 1 per customer book, that, you know, it's another Bad Idea book. It's like ENIAC number 1. So this may be a book that if you can find a store that carries Bad Idea Comics, they should still have these, because I saw a lot of people skip this over. So I actually ordered mine to make sure that I didn't miss out on it. So anyway, that's all I got. I did want to throw out a couple of shout outs to Fred Hall Direct Edition, always making me hungry with his videos. And I've been digging Comic Crypto Castle Hills. He's been showing off a lot of his collection since he's moving, and he's been showing off these old Playboy magazines. And I love these videos because, like, he shows like clips of the old Playboy. I guess it was a TV show. I don't even know where you could see like this 1950s Playboy hosted by Hugh Hefner. He shows clips from that. It's really funny. Who else do I want to mention? Mr. Rigor Mortis 86 always does great stuff. Mercenot, I've been enjoying his haul videos lately. Man, he is getting some great stuff, like bargain stuff. Yeah, am I forgetting anybody else? I know there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people I've been watching lately. Longbox Love Affair. People are putting out great videos, guys. So check them out if you haven't. Subscribe to their channels if you haven't. Yeah, you know, I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, and I apologize. I'm going to go watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which, because it's now 3:30 in the morning, is now on, so I can see the new episode, and then I'm going to watch the new Invincible, and then hopefully I'm going to go to bed. But I'll see you guys on the next haul video. Thanks so much for checking it out. I am Mark Walters of Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. You can find out more about me at bigfanboy.com or dallascomicshow.com, and Dallas Comic Show is coming back very soon. I'll have some more information about that for you. Let's just say we're looking at possibly two summer shows. Also, check out my new show, The Big Film Show. It's at bigfilmshow.com. I also want to say a very special condolences to James Hampton's family. My friend James Hampton used to be a guest at a lot of the shows here in Dallas. You probably know him best as the Uncle Howard from Teen Wolf. He was also the caretaker in the original The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds. He was in Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton. He's been in a ton of movies and TV shows. He was a really great, I guess you could consider him like a character actor, but he's been in a ton of stuff. He actually wrote and directed a lot of TV too, and he was just a wonderful, genuine human being. He passed away this week at the age of 84. It was very unfortunate to hear that news. His wife Mary and James, they were good friends of mine. They live here in town, and I was very saddened to hear of their passing. So if you go to bigfanboy.com and do a search for James Hampton, you'll see some information on his autobiography, which just came out in December. I highly recommend you check that out. It's a great book about the world of entertainment. So, Jimmy, I'm going to miss you, pal. I hope you guys are doing well. Again, if anybody has one of those foils of Berserker #1 second print, let me know. See you guys.